Hello crochet lovers, I am Elena and today I want to teach you how to crochet this cowl I'm wearing. It's made with the Granny Hearts stitch. These are the same clusters we use to crochet granny squares, but we'll arrange them in a different pattern to make little hearts. Don't forget to leave me a like if you enjoy this project and make sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all the new projects and step-by-step tutorials. Let's get to work on our Granny Hearts cowl. We can use any medium weight yarn with a 4 or 5 millimeter hook. You'll need at least 2 colors. I'll be using 3 in this case. I'm grabbing my 4 millimeter hook from this beautiful set that Karia Yarns sent me. So let's start by making a slip knot with the main color. We'll have one main color and several secondary colors. Using the main color, chain multiples of 12 until you reach the circumference of your desired size. Approximately 50 centimeters for a women's size, which for me was 96 chains. Make sure your chain can fit over your head so you can wear the cowl comfortably. Align all the chains facing outward, twist them gently and join the last chain to the first with a slip stitch. Now our circumference is closed. Let's begin the first row, chain 1, and make 1 single crochet in each chain around. I'll have 96 single crochets, but you'll make as many as your initial chain count. Count your stitches to make sure you have the correct number. Then close the round with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. The next 2 rows will follow the same instructions. Chain 1 and make 1 single crochet back loop only in each stitch available. For me, that means 96 stitches per row. Remember to insert the hook back loop only on the previous stitch available. Close each round with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. And remember that round 3 will follow the same instructions. By the end of the 3rd row, you'll see 2 small channels forming at the bottom edge. Next, we'll start the heart pattern. Chain 3, this counts as 1 double crochet, and in the same stitch, make 2 double crochets. This forms our first granny cluster of 3 stitches. Skip 2 stitches and in the 3rd stitch, make another cluster of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet on the same stitch. This would be our granny cluster. Repeat this sequence, skip 2 stitches, make a granny cluster until you complete the round. At the end, join with a slip stitch in the third chain of the beginning. For the second row of the heart pattern, prepare your secondary color. I'm using blue. With the main color, chain 3. These 3 chains will be the last stitch of the last group that we will complete at the end of the round. So we advance to the first available space between clusters, and there we do 1 cluster, 1, 2, and 3 double crochet on the same space. We go to the next space and we make a granny cluster, and here we will leave open the last stitch. We'll leave it open like this, and we change colors. We complete the last 2 rings with the secondary color, and this way I have the new color ready. With this secondary color, I'll move to the next space between clusters. Don't forget to catch these threads between the stitches. So here I'll start with my secondary color. 1, 2, and 3 double crochet, but as this is the last stitch, I'll leave it open and I change colors. I bring my main color and make the swap. The sequence for this round will be 3 clusters in main color and 1 cluster in secondary color. So let's see the sequence again. I start with my main color and I do 3 granny clusters. This is the first one. Now you can see I have 3 granny clusters in total. I change color on the last stitch. And I do 1 cluster with the secondary color. When we arrive to the last stitch, we always change colors. Okay, that would be our sequence for the second round. 3 clusters in main color and 1 cluster in secondary color. So we will continue like this until we complete the round. When we reach the end, we will find this space where we only had 3 chains. So we are going to complete this cluster with 2 stitches. So here 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet, and we close with a slip stitch on the 3rd chain, and that way we complete this missing cluster. We are going to hook the thread. We will use it in next round. Okay, so for the 3rd round, the sequence will be the following. We are going to make 2 clusters in main color, and then with the secondary color we are going to work the top part of the heart. So chain 3 with main color, and in that first available space we are going to complete the first cluster. 1 and 2 double crochet, and that way we have the first cluster. Then in the next space we will do the second cluster. Remember, when we are doing the last stitch, we change colors. So here I bring my secondary color to work the top part of the heart. We are going to work the upper part of the heart by making 2 double crochet in each available stitch. In total we will have 6 double crochet at the end. So 1 and 2 double crochet on the first stitch, then on the next one 1 and 2 double crochet, and the last one 1 and 2, and we change colors. And this would be the sequence for this third round. We have 2 clusters in main color and the upper part of the heart in secondary color. So I'll do the sequence once again. We continue repeating like this until we go all the way around. We are almost at the end of the round. This is how it looks. This is how the inside of the cowl will look. Now we are going to make a slip stitch on the 3rd chain from the beginning. And here we are going to cut the secondary color. We won't use it again. So for the 4th round of the body of the hat, we will start with 2 chains in the main color, and we will chain on the 3rd chain. We will change colors. I'll bring my new color. In my case, this light blue. Remember, you can pick as many secondary colors as you want. So here I'll make a granny cluster on the first space available with this new secondary color. 1, 2, and on the 3rd stitch I change colors. And that right there would be the bottom of a new heart in this new color. Now we'll make 3 clusters in main color and 1 cluster in secondary color. So we will do it like this. The first cluster would be right before the heart of the previous row, in that space between clusters before the heart. Don't forget to hide all those threads between the stitches. So here I make my first cluster in main color. The second cluster, I'll do it in the middle of the heart, so between the 3rd and the 4th stitch, directly in that space between stitches. And here the second granny cluster, 1, 2, and 3 double crochet. In this way we mark the center of the heart. And the 3rd granny cluster would be right after the heart. So here I make my 3 double crochet, I change colors, and I will start the sequence once again. So 3 clusters in main color and 1 cluster in secondary color. This is how it looks. So we continue until the end of the round. So here I am finishing. This is my second cluster in main color. Only 1 is missing. So I already have the chains. I'm going to complete the cluster with 2 double crochet. 1 and 2 double crochet, and here I will change colors before closing the round, and we close with a slip stitch on the first double crochet of the first cluster. We are going to make the upper parts of the hearts. So here I will start with 3 chains. This will count as the first double crochet. So I make another double crochet on that first stitch of the heart. Then the next stitch, 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, and the third stitch of the heart, 1 and 2, and we change colors. So this is the top part of the first heart. Now we are going to continue the sequence, 2 clusters on the main color, and then the upper part of the heart with the secondary color. This is the second cluster, so I change colors and I get ready for the upper part of the next heart. It would be the same sequence of row 3. So remember, we already know how it goes. 2 double crochet in each available stitch of the heart. That would mean 6 double crochet in total. We continue like this all the way around, and when we get to the end we will find the first heart. So in the 3rd chain we make a slip stitch using the main color. We no longer need this secondary color, so we are going to cut it, and we'll get ready for the next round with 3 chains. They will count as the last stitch of the last cluster, so I move to the next space in the middle of this heart. Okay, so we have the first cluster here, the other one we will complete it here. We go and do the cluster after the heart, and we change color. I'm going to bring the dark blue again. I could bring any color, and we will make a cluster that would be the bottom of a new heart for the following round. I change colors before I finish, and remember the sequence: 3 clusters in main color and 1 cluster in secondary color. So here I make the 3 clusters in the top of the heart, 1 before, the next one in the middle, and the last one after the heart. And we continue repeating these instructions until the end of the round. At the end of this round, I simply change color and finish that first cluster with 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, and a slip stitch on the 3rd chain from the beginning. So from this point, we will repeat the instructions from round 3 to 6 until we achieve the desired length of our cowl. So this is round 3, and I repeat the instructions from round 3 to 6. I'll leave you here the recommended length for each size. So have in mind that we will do the last round only using the main color. So we don't start any more hearts, we only use the main color using the instructions of the round that we are doing. Once you reach your desired height, finish with 3 rows of single crochet in the back loops, mirroring the bottom border. Finally, weave in all loose ends with a yarn needle, carefully hiding them within the stitches, and your Granny Hearts cowl is ready to wear or gift. That's all for today, crochet lovers. I hope you enjoyed this project. Don't forget to like the tutorial if you found it helpful. I hope to see you on the next tutorial. Have a nice day and a happy crocheting time.